This is Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance in Long Beach today, joined by Erick Verduzco Vega. He is the chair of the Los Angeles County Workforce Investment Board, known as the WIB. I've heard people talk about the WIB. What is the Workforce Investment Board?
Well, let me just correct you, if I may. We're actually now called the Workforce Development Board.
There you have it. So no more WIB?
No more WIB.
Okay.
There was actually legislation passed in 2015 that renamed us. WIOA was passed in 2015, which stands for the Workforce Investment and Opportunity Act.
Okay.
Which
that's federal.
It is a federal program.
Okay.
It's a system that exists nationwide. And it's a system that's intended to train job seekers and to also help businesses that are looking for employees in finding the right employees with the appropriate qualifications.
So money flows from the federal government?
Correct.
To where?
The flow of money is from the federal government to the state of California, and the state of California then sends the money, not technically sends, to the County of Los Angeles in our case, and we then administer our programs and provide oversight for our programs through those funds.
So does every county have a workforce development board?
Every part of the United States is actually under the jurisdiction of a board.
Okay.
In Los Angeles County, or in this Southern California region, there are 7 boards.
Oh.
For example, in the city of Los Angeles, there is the Los Angeles County, the City of Los Angeles Workforce Development Board.
Got it.
And there's also us, and we are a completely separate board. We are the Los Angeles County Workforce Development Board.
So the city has a board, the county has a board?
Correct.
I understand.
The city of Long Beach has a board.
Oh, wow.
The South Bay region also has its own board.
So do you cover unincorporated LA County or not necessarily?
We do. Our jurisdiction is made up of 58 cities in
Oh,
Los
so you
Angeles
have 50,
County.
okay.
Yes, that does fall within our jurisdiction, and every unincorporated area of Los Angeles County.
Do you work with the other boards?
Absolutely.
In what context?
Well, in several. There's a sharing of resources in order to provide economies of scale, of course, and also with the hopes of being able to work more efficiently and be able to provide the appropriate services that both job seekers and businesses need.
Are you concerned that, given what we've heard from the new administration in terms of a desire to cut domestic spending or redirect money to defense, that the funding for the workforce development boards could be at risk?
Well, based on the data that I receive, I don't really believe that there's a concern right now with that in mind.
Okay.
Our concern is always in providing access to good and appropriate training for employees, and also to be able to provide services for our businesses that fall within our jurisdiction. But I believe that the federal government understands that there is a need for providing better skills for job seekers. So I don't think there's a direct threat to that funding.
So let's talk about exactly what the development boards do. Be as specific as possible.
Sure.
Let's start with the potential employee side.
Sure.
What are you providing to potential job or to job seekers?
Sure. Well, I'll try to summarize it because we actually do provide quite a few services.
Okay.
So focusing on just the job seekers. For example, if someone gets laid off, we have a rapid response program, which means that when a company sends notice that they will be conducting layoffs, we then send our team, our rapid response team, to that company and provide the new job seekers with information and resources such as how to claim unemployment, where to look for new jobs.
Outplacement services.
Absolutely. We provide training and placement services.
What else? Do you have training programs for specific skills?
Sure. We look at data. We look at regional. We look at national data. We try to, in a sense, forecast, although I use that term very hesitantly, but we try to forecast what the demand for the different type of skills or jobs is going to be in the future.
Well, let's talk about that, because the new president has said that he is hopeful, he is desirous of bringing jobs back.
Sure.
Whatever that may mean. He talks a lot about jobs that went to Mexico as a result of NAFTA or otherwise.
Right.
And so if we think about the types of jobs that went to Mexico, a lot of them were automotive.
Sure.
And other skilled manufacturing. So are you looking at trends and saying to yourself, maybe automotive is an area that we need to start training folks in terms of new jobs that will become available?
Well, we partner with the Los Angeles Economic Development Corporation, and we look at the data that they provide for us. That type of skill set right now hasn't really appeared on our radar as something that's going to be in high demand in the near future.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
Well, let me ask you, if you know, I mean, if the president's dream does come true and jobs come back, what types of jobs do you think are coming back? Or you meaning workforce development boards?
Sure. Well,
or we don't know yet.
I don't think we're quite there yet.
Okay,
I don't
that's
believe
fair.
we know. We try to provide training for the kind of skills that employers tell us that they need.
Let's turn there.
Sure.
Because now I want to hear what the employers are saying to you.
Sure.
What types of jobs do they want people to be ready to accept?
Sure. For example, and just a generalized example, if there's a company that comes to us and says, look, we need, or we believe we will have a need for 1,000 welders within the next 4 or 5 years. We can then partner with a community college or
Right.
technical school,
Right.
institute.
Like LA
And-
Trade Tech, for example. Yeah.
And they are one of our
Yeah.
partners. And we try to develop a program that will be able to meet the needs of that particular business. So our system, our county-wide system, has been focusing a lot more recently on a demand-driven model. What are the demands that
But how do you
businesses
get
have?
that information? I mean, like you said this to me before I went on, that the board is the best kept secret. I mean, how are you getting the message out both to employers and employees that you're there to support?
Sure. Well,
You come on our show.
It is a challenge,
Right.
And we are limited in how we can spend our funds. In an ideal world, we would be able to buy airtime on television. We would be able to buy,
Well, we're giving you some time.
well,
We're news.
and we're appreciative of
Yeah.
that. Sure, but there's a lot more that could be done that oftentimes we are restricted, by federal regulations. A lot of it is working with our partner county agencies
Sure.
and getting the word out. We have now partnered with the EDD, with California's
Sure.
EDD.
Employment Development Division, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The department.
Department,
California's
yeah.
Employment Development Department. As a matter of fact, moving forward in the next few years, as our system begins to adopt all the new regulations of WIOA, the Workforce Investment and Opportunity Act, we will be co-located with EDD resources in the new brick and mortar
Fantastic.
buildings. We will have access to their employment information. And we will be able, as I said
Yes.
in the beginning of this interview, we will be able to provide economies of scales. We will be able to get more for our buck.
Right. Thank you. Thank you for what you're doing for the people of Los Angeles County. His name is Erick Verduzco Vega. He is the chair of the Los Angeles County Workforce Development Board.
Yes.
My name is Brad Pomerance. It's local.